let's go ahead and get started. So now we are on trial one of trial one of case 2. That's what I was gonna say. Day 2. Also, I apologize in advance because I am going to attempt a German accent. I am gonna attempt a German accent, and I know it's gonna go so wrong. I know it's gonna be so horrible. I just want to preface that right now. I do not know how to do accents, okay? I also want to apologize if I have to repeat myself. Sometimes I stutter, sometimes I don't like how something sounds initially, so I will just say it again. Now that that's out of the way, let's continue. June 21, 9:48 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3. What? Prosecutor Von Karma? You mean... No, I heard it's his successor this time. Successor? Manfred Von Karma was a really sinister man. He pulled all sorts of nasty tricks, all so he could win. He was a man obsessed with the word perfection. He had a perfect record. For 40 long years. He had a dirty record for 40 long years. Who knows what sort of dirty tricks he used to get each of those guilty verdicts. And now his successor. I wonder what kind of person they'll turn out to be. Maybe they'll take after their mother. It's no good. Mystic Maya! Oh, Pearly! You showed up! Thanks for coming all this way. How did she get here? Okay, so I freaking hated the voice that I gave Pearly in the first video, in the first stream, in yesterday's stream. So I'm gonna try a different one. I was really worried about you. Hey, where's your mother? Didn't you two come together? Mother is watching over the trainees. She said they have training for 2 days straight with no breaks. Uh-huh? Then you came all by yourself? Yup. I snuck out of the manor and followed a map. Don't tell me you walked all the way here. Of course not. I ran. That's... I can't... Oh my... If it takes 2 hours by train... Oh man. Her feet! Her little feet! Pearly... What about the train? Huh? What's a train? I give up. It's time, isn't it? I'm really scared. What if Von Karma tries to do something to me? At least I know Mr. Edgeworth would be nicer to me than Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth? Who's that? He's Nick's rival, my boyfriend. Well, he's also a friend, my boyfriend. Oh, I still remember him as though I'd seen him only yesterday. Look at our little back and forth. Every trial was a scorchingly fierce battle until the very end. Our little hustle and tussle. It was always back and forth with them, but when you're rivals for life... Maya! Please, don't mention that name ever again. Drama! Huh? But... why, Nick? I'm sorry, Maya. I forgot. You don't know. He's what? He's gone. And he's not coming back. No! Are you telling me he actually resigned? I'm upset. We can't play this game anymore, you guys. What? Wait. Wait a second. What's that supposed to mean? Court will commence shortly. Please proceed into the courtroom. Let's go. Now's not the time to talk about that anyway. Nick? Edgeworth? June 21, 10 a.m. District Court. Courtroom number 2. Court is now in session for the trial of Maya Fey. Again. Are the prosecution and the defense prepared? Here we go. German von Karma. Where are you, you little boy? That's not a little boy. That's not a little boy! I thought you were 13 years old! And a boy! Oh my god, I should have known. It's 2024, I shouldn't be assuming. What is with this kid? Wait, are they 13? They don't look 13, let me tell you that. Mr. Wright, are you prepared? Uh-huh. Yes, Your Honor. Okay, apologies for anyone who has to watch and listen to this terrible fiasco about to go down. Mr. Phoenix Wright. That didn't sound a lick of German. Wait. Isn't the W supposed to sound like a V? Okay, let me try that again. Mr. Phoenix Wright. This is gonna go awful. I'm so sorry. We gotta commit though, we gotta commit! You must be a little shocked because I am a woman, correct? This is going horribly. Thank you for the follow. Oh, hold on. So, she's the famed successor to Prosecutor von Karma? I am Franziska von Karma. The prodigy. We're just gonna say okay, we're just gonna move on, okay? I see. Work through the embarrassment here. I gave up a promising career in Germany and came to this country for one sole reason. Do they pronounce their R's? Revenge. Revenge? Is this about her father? Manfred von Karma? If it's something of a personal nature, I'm sure you can... Ow! I'm talking. My goodness. Get a room! If you interrupt me again, my VIP will do the talking for me. Please speak with your mouth like a normal person. I beg of you. Make no mistake. I will defeat you. Do they pronounce their R's? Prepare to go down, Mr. Phoenix Wright. This is difficult. Prosecutor von Karma, your opening statement, please. Those of von Karma blood have only one fate, and that is perfection. The defendant Maya Fey will find no escape from her guilt on my watch. Very well. I'm now V'ing it up for everyone else. Very well. What is the defense's position? Your Honor, does the defense wish to enter a plea of not guilty? Yes. Foolish fool. Is that Vu? Foolish fool who foolishly dreams of foolish dreams. I can't. Who's letting me do this? Put me in jail right now. 10 minutes. I give the defense 10 minutes before it changes its plea. That's right. That's right. I'll have you running for the justified self-defense plea in no time. Justified self-defense? A plea usually reserved for when a person unintentionally kills in defense for themselves. So she wants us to go for self-defense plea? We could very easily make a solid case that it... Wait, we could very easily make a solid case that it was self-defense, but why would she want us to? The defense stands by the plea of not guilty, Your Honor. It's a trap. Because to plead justified self-defense is to say you did kill someone. Yeah, my line of thinking was going there too. Look at her all prim and proper. How foolish. If that's how you want to play it, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I shall now call the first witness. Witness. She's just as scary as her father. Like father, like daughter, I suppose. Witness, your name and occupation. Yes, sir. My name is Dick Gumshoe. I'm a detective at the local precinct. Ah! Get to the point already. Explain to the court the details of this murder. Yes, sir. If everyone would please look at this map. The channeling chamber has no windows and the door was locked shut. At the time of the murder, only the victim and the defendant were in the room. What were they doing in there? They were channeling a spirit, sir. Channeling a spirit? That's quite the look of disbelief there, Your Honor. Anyway, a few minutes after the channeling started, gunshots were heard coming from inside the room, sir. A few of the witnesses broke the door down and rushed into the room. Ah, so that's when they found that the victim was already dead, correct? You know, this is the second case where Phoenix is involved. Now that I think about it. And it also has to do with Maya. The second case where Maya is convicted and Phoenix was there. Like, does nobody find this suspicious? Not that we should be suspicious, because, you know, then we won't have a main character. But, you know, it's just a little coincidental, you know. I believe this is one of the most open and shut cases I have ever presided over. Floor plans added to the court record. A diagram of the channeling chamber. So, how was the victim killed? I was about to get to that. Stop wasting my time, Zen. Witness testimony. Cause of death. The direct cause of death was a pistol shot to the forehead, sir. The shot was fired from point-blank range. But before the victim was shot, sir, he was stabbed in the chest. The wound was very severe, but not enough to cause instantaneous death. The murderer used the pistol to finish the victim off after the stabbing. So the victim was stabbed before being shot. Where is the knife, then? This is the victim's autopsy report, sir. Autopsy report added to the court record. After being shot in the chest, he was shot in the forehead at point blank. That's already wrong. We know that's wrong already. Because there was a bullet hole behind the folding screen. Or, in the folding screen, rather. The court accepts it into evidence, Mr. Wright. Oh, sorry. The court accepts it into evidence. Mr. Wright, you may question the witness. Cross-examination. Cause of death. Alright, y'all know what to do. Press everything! The murder weapon, Detective Gumshoe. Whose pistol was it? It was the victim's. He had a gun on him? The victim? Now, why would he have... Why would he have a pistol? Who cares? The point that you are missing is whose fingerprints are on that pistol? If you're not already paying attention to that, then I suggest you start. Fingerprints? There were fingerprints? Along with the victims, the defendant, Maya Faze, were also on the grip, sir. So the defendant's fingerprints were left on the murder weapon. I walked right into her hands there. I don't like that the life bar showed up right at that moment. Like, are we gonna be attacked now? Are we gonna be, like, wronged for pressing issues now? Like, man, that's not right. Point blank, huh? So about how far away is that? It's anywhere between 12 to 20 inches away. And how do you know he was shot at point blank? Mr. Phoenix Wright. I got tired of the foolish foolery of the foolish fools of this foolish country. Excuse me? Gunpowder burn. Gunpowder burn. When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole. Gunpowder exploding is what makes a bullet fire, and that gets real hot, pal. And there were definitely some gunpowder burns left on the victim's forehead. Wow, never knew that. Live and learn, I guess. What's you? Like, Chooch is awake. So if you guys hear any, like, squeaking or running around or anything of that sort. Or if you see a dog over on this corner, then that's just Juju playing. Let's press. Stabbed? And what was he stabbed with? A fruit knife. I see. And whose knife was it? It looks like it belongs to the face, sir. It was probably on the altar. And of course, Maya Faye's fingerprints are all over it. All over it, huh? This does not look good. What will you do now, Mr. Phoenix Wright? The wound... Okay, no, we're just pressing. How severe was the wound? If it had been half an inch more to the right, it would have hit the victim's heart. After a stab like that, it's impossible to fight back, let alone stand. So he was stabbed to incapacitate him, and then the gun probably popped out, and then he was shot. But that contradicts the evidence we found at the scene of the crime, which was the folding screen. This testimony makes it sound like Maya had stabbed him with the intent to kill. Are you sure he was stabbed first, then shot? Yep. Sure as sure can be. One look at the wounds and you'd come to the same conclusion too, pal. A fool is a fool who will only listen to the foolish opinions of other foolish fools. A pistol shot to the forehead at point blank is certainly enough to kill instantly. Does it matter then which was first? Think a little more before you open that big mouth of yours, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What a pain. That's enough. We have clearly established how the victim was murdered. I brought the 2 murder weapons with me today. Very well. The court accepts them into evidence. Pistol added to the court record. Murder weapon was Gray's. 2 shots fired. Bears Maya's and Gray's fingerprints. Way to keep that succinct. Knife added to the court record. Murder weapon. A small fruit knife. Belongs to the Fays. Bears Maya's fingerprints. The date and time of death was June 19th at 3:15 p.m. Eyewitnesses claim to have heard 2 gunshots at this time. And 2 murder weapons, both with the defendant's fingerprints on them, huh? And 2 murder weapons. This does seem like an open and shut case. Naturally. This is going from bad to worse. As if the summary just now wasn't oversimplifying things to the extreme. Your Honor, feel free to slam that little I was gonna say gravel. Feel free to slam that little gavel of yours. After all, there is no room left for doubt. Is there? That is quite true. Mr. Wright? Yes? Even in the face of all this, do you still wish to plead not guilty? It's the opinion of this court that you do not adjust your plea. Oh, sorry. It's the opinion of this court that if you do not adjust your plea, you stand to lose. See? Just as I promised, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You would change your plea in less than 10 minutes. What will you do, Mr. Wright? Will you change to justified self-defense? Because now would be the time to do so. This is your final chance. This is a huge decision. I'd better think this through all the way. Plead not guilty! I'm sticking with what we found at the scene of the crime. Like, there's no way she did it. I mean, I don't know about the knife, but the gunshot did not end him, okay? At least Maya did not end him with the gunshot. If we plead justified self-defense, we would basically be confessing to murder. After the trial, Maya's life would be ruined, and she'd be labeled a murderer. I can't let that happen. Your Honor, have you reached a conclusion, Mr. Wright? The defense will not change its plea. We will accept nothing short of complete acquittal. Yikes. You have sealed your fate, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Detective? Yes, sir? Present the final portion of your testimony. The final strike. Yes, sir. Now, see here. Proceedings are run by... Oh, yes, of course. Go ahead, detective. Give your testimony. Coward! I think the court would like to hear about the other piece of incriminating evidence. Witness testimony. Incriminating evidence. Sorry, pal, but there's an even more incriminating piece of evidence. This is the costume the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime. As you can see, it's covered in blood. There's a bullet hole in it. Did y'all see that? The defendant attacked and killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. Without a doubt, was not fighting back? Why is there a bullet hole in that? So this is the costume. There certainly is evidence of a backspray of blood on this. This piece directly links Maya Fey to the crime, sir. I see. The court accepts this into evidence. Maya's costume added to the court record. Clothes Maya was wearing at the time of the murder. There are blood spatters on it. All right, Mr. Wright. Maya's fingerprints on both murder weapons and blood splatters on her clothes. Could this situation get any worse? What's wrong? You seem to be at a loss. I think this is the last piece of evidence. I think this is the last piece of testimony the prosecution should have to offer. Feel free to sulk off with your tail between your legs, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Please stop calling me by my full name. It's disturbing. How old is she? Cross-examination. Why didn't you say so in your testimony earlier? You're kinda scary today, you know, pal. Come now, Mr. Wright. There's no need for that kind of attitude in my court. Alright, just Please stop glaring at me like that. Coward! Maya's costume? Yeah. She was wearing this when we arrested her. Maya. She's wearing her channeling costume today, too. Is she not allowed to wear anything else? This blood on the costume. Lab results show that it's the victim's blood. So there's So there's blood from the victim on the defendant's clothes. Definitely not good. So, were there any other clues you could glean from this piece of evidence? Well... If you must change the topic, then the good detective here must testify again. But... too bad. Not enough time. Let's move on. Yes, Miss Von Karma is perfectly correct. Now even the judge is on her side. She does hold the whip, okay? Why is she allowed to have that in here? But if I bite off more than I can chew, what should I do? Press! Why is Miss Von Karma suddenly putting up resistance? There must be a reason as to why she suddenly threw out an objection like that. There must be something about this costume. You guys see it now? You see the bullet hole? It's right there! It's... right there! There was a struggle! I just have to look harder. Mr. Wright! Miss Von Karma's logic is perfect. There's no way for you to poke a hole in it. Looks like my time's up. So about the costume, there's one little thing. Your Honor, actually, there is something wrong with this piece of evidence. What? What are you talking about, pal? Where is this problem you're talking about? I've come this far. There's no turning back now. The problem I have with this piece of evidence is here. I asked the court to please take a look at the sleeve of this costume. The sleeve? Oh, there's a tiny hole here. A hole? But that wasn't in the report. Hold on. What's this around the hole? It smells faintly of gunpowder. Gunpowder? No one ever told me! A hole that smells of gunpowder. It looks like I found the hole I was looking for. Your Honor, the only logical conclusion you can make is that this must be a bullet hole. Order! 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 This is a very grave matter. It's best we correct the court record first, before anything else. Maya's costume updated in the court record. Clothes Maya was wearing at the time of the murder. Press the check button for detail. This is how you're updating it, really? Sorry about that. I guess we messed up, sir. Is she actually smiling? What else is she hiding? Pull yourself together, detective. Detective? Pull yourself together. Detective, that tiny hole doesn't change a thing. The strength of the evidence still holds. Continue with your testimony. That, just now, was a fluke. Nothing more. How can you say something like that? This is a huge oversight. While I agree it is a mistake on the part of the police, what Prosecutor Von Karma has said is true. The evidence still stands. If you do not find a more definitive problem with the evidence, then no way. Detective Gumshoe, please continue with your testimony. Before we do, let's go ahead and check that out, shall we? We can't check it out! We can't! What? Press the check button for details. Check! Game? Are you being serious right now? Man. I've been hoodwinked. Okay, well, let's just keep going then. Yes, sir. He wasn't fighting back. How do you know if he was or wasn't? We could find no evidence that the victim put up any sort of struggle, pal. So, did the murderer have a fight with the victim or not? Depending on this, the circumstances around this murder change drastically. We're in real trouble now. If only I had something to prove that the victim did fight back. I kind of want to bring up the clothes here. That Von Karma. She thinks she can decide the verdict with this testimony alone. Well, I'll find a critical contradiction somehow, and then I'll have her. Okay, let's save real quick. And we're gonna bring that up. Right? Yeah, I want to bring up the costume here. Because, like, if she wasn't fighting back, why was the gun pointed at her? Also, can we check out profiles? How old are you? 18? Okay, that's not so bad. She's a woman. Alright. So again, bullet hole, and we can't turn it. Let's present. Detective Dick Gumshoe? Yes? Having you call me by my full name is kind of a weird feeling. You said that my client killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. Yeah, I did. Then what, may I ask, is the bullet hole you police overlooked supposed to mean? What does it mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means that the victim had fired off a shot. Had fired off a shot. Is this not what it means to not fight back? What is this music? I don't feel hyped up by this music at all. Bring up the old one. I don't know if I can jam out to this. You're right. It seems you are correct. It's just a little too whimsical for me. If the victim had tried to defend... Oh. If the victim had tried to shoot the defendant, then it would change everything. All right. The wind seems to be shifting. What is with that "are you finished yet" laugh? Are you finished yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Miss Von Karma? It seems that Murphy was shot at by the victim. However, that is only grounds enough to support a justified self-defense plea. That is correct, but I'm sure you remembered, Your Honor, what the defense clearly said. They rejected justified self-defense and pleaded not guilty. Now that you... Why, that's right. Which means the defense has yet to prove anything at all. No. Well, yes, that's true. Furthermore, just the fact that there is no just the fact that there is a bullet hole in the costume is not enough to substantiate even a plea of justified self-defense. Huh? How so? Ah! Don't just stand there. Hurry up and tell the court what transpired that day. With the new information we acquired added in, of course. You mean by myself? You want me to put together the scenario all by myself? Ah! Yes, sir! Right away, sir! Witness testimony. What transpired? Poor Gumshoe, poor judge. Whipped around. During the channeling, the defendant saw her chance to stab the victim in the chest. Of course, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back, sir. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. The defendant then picked up on the opening, took the victim's gun, and ended it. This scenario you've put together does make sense. Yes, sir. Well, Mr. Wright, on the surface, it does seem to make sense. However, I won't give up that easily. Can we bring up the folding screen? But please refrain from glaring at me like that. Now then, your cross-examination, please. Okay, I'm ready. Cross-examination. Alright, we're pressing everything. There is quite a difference in height between Dr. Gray and the defendant. Add in body strength, and it seems unlikely the defendant could have stabbed the victim. Now that you mention it, yeah, I guess. You think you can get away with such flimsy reasoning, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Maya Fey was in the middle of channeling, was she not? When channeling with the Crane channeling technique, the medium physically changes. With the nurse's build, the defendant could have easily been a match for the doctor. I don't believe it. She even studied up on the Crane channeling technique. Sorry. Like I said before, I am perfect. About what you were talking about, I didn't quite get it. Never mind. Let's continue with the testimony. So he was stabbed, but the stab wound didn't kill him. But if you think about the blood loss, he was probably hurt pretty bad. How badly hurt would you say he was? Actually, I went to give blood the other day, and afterward I felt a little lightheaded and dizzy. I guess the damage was maybe about 10 times the dizziness. Sorry. Where in the world did that pistol come from? It looks like the victim, Dr. Gray, had specifically bought it for that day. But a handgun? He got it off the black market about 2 days before the murder. Why did Dr. Gray bring a gun? Was he taking precautions against something? That sounds a little weird, doesn't it? So, you're saying that the bullet hole in this costume was made then? Sorry, pal, but yeah, that's what I think. The two of them were already fighting when the shot was fired. I'm really glad you weren't hurt. Maya has never fired a gun before in her life. The victim had already taken off the safety. With the safety off, even an amateur like you can fire it, just by pulling the trigger. Even me? I wonder. Now do you understand? Avoncome's logic is perfect. His testimony certainly makes us look very bad. But there's gotta be a contradiction in there somewhere. Okay, we've got to present something. And uncovering it is gonna uncover the truth. I can feel it. I feel like the only thing we can bring up is the folding screen. Like, it has to be. The defendant picked up the opening, took the victim's gun, and ended it. I also think that the sister of the victim, the dead victim, the one that possessed Maya, I think the sister is very sus. Really want to bring up the folding screen here. I'm just looking very quickly at anything else that it could possibly be, you know? Let's bring up the folding screen. It's wrong! Something is wrong with this statement, though. What about the autopsy report? Shot at point blank. Gunpowder residue around bullet hole. No, doesn't give us much. During the channeling, the defendant saw her chance to stab the victim image. But this is also iffy because Maya would have been the one channeling. Like, that doesn't make sense. Also, they're the same age. Maya's 18 and it's been 2 years? Wait, how old was she? Wasn't she 14 or 16? Something like that? Whoa! So much time has passed. Anyway. During the channeling, the defendant had a chance to stab the victim in the chest. I want to bring up Maya here as well. Can we check the map? They're here. It's here. This is the altar. This is the folding screen. That's really far away, isn't it? That is not point blank. I'm gonna bring up Maya. It makes sense to me. It makes sense to me. Like, this first statement and the last statement seem really off. Like, it's something is tickling my brain. Music didn't stop, so that's wrong. Okay. Real quick. Can we do anything with this now? No, absolutely not. This is the dumbest description. Okay. Small fruit belongs to the phase. I feel like this is backwards though, see? Because I think the victim is actually Maya. Oh, is he implying here that his shot hit the folding screen? So should I bring up the folding screen here? But that wouldn't mean anything though. That wouldn't provide us with any information. I mean, I'll bring it up, but it's like, why? Because I feel like this just corroborates that statement. Yeah, that's wrong. So this is under the assumption that that bullet hole was made by Dr. Gray, right? But she would have had to stab him first. While they were fighting, the victim took out his gun. I'm so confused. Okay, during the channeling, the defendant saw her chance to stab the victim. Because it's like, what do we bring up? Okay, so I'm trying to mentally scrub my head clean so that I can see what he's putting down. So Gumshoe is saying, during the channeling, for whatever reason, right? For whatever reason, Maya decided, instead of channeling, I'm gonna stab this guy in the heart, in the chest. So she stabs. for whatever reason. Victim, weak, bleeding out, takes out his gun. He takes out his gun. Shoots her. Miss. All two, yeah. Shoots her and misses. Yeah, okay, we're past that gumshoe. The defendant then picked up on the opening. So she picked up on the opening, took the gun because he's a weak boy, and ended it. What are we what are we doing here? I mean, if it's not Maya that we bring up, it's Dr. Gray. And it's like, well, but why would we bring him up? Was there also a part where we could have pressed further? Oh, sorry. I meant to present the clothes. I mean, I don't know why we would present the clothes. We bring up the clothes, apparently. Missing the tiny hole on this costume. Missing the tiny hole in this costume will be the prosecution's undoing. Eh? What do you mean? This little hole has actually created a huge hole in your testimony. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Yes, please explain. You said the two of them were fighting when the victim fired his gun at point blank. If that were true, then where's the gunpowder burn on this costume? Gunpowder burn? This is what you testified earlier. When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole. Oh, I was just kind of assuming the hole itself. And the fact that they could smell the gunpowder was enough. Got it. Oh! But there's not a single trace of gunpowder burn on this costume. That is a very good point. And what exactly does this mean? It means that when the shot was fired, they were standing apart from each other. I'm disappointed, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You think you can punch a hole in my logic with that? With wishy-washy thinking like that, anyone can explain anything away. Then I implore you to disprove my line of thinking. Let's see. In the middle of the fight, the victim pushed the defendant away. And it was then, when they were separated, that he fired. How's that? There would have been a tussle, as if that was even possible. Things would have been knocked over. The altar, probably. According to the testimony, the wound from the stabbing was very severe. And he was weak! The victim would not have had the strength to push the defendant very far after that. Well, then... that's right. The defendant must have pushed the victim away. The defendant must have pushed the victim away. After stabbing him, she must have put some space between the doctor and herself. And then, while she was preparing to strike again, the doctor took his shot. There, that should satisfy even you. That does make an awful lot of sense. We're rolling with it. What do you think, Mr. Wright? I must be careful. I can't afford to make a mistake here. Concentrate and think. Concentrate and think. Maya pushed the victim away after stabbing him. Something doesn't make sense here. I can't think of a reason why, but something doesn't make sense. There is a fatal flaw in her argument, Your Honor. A fatal flaw? Yo! Very interesting. I would love to see where this flaw is. Show me something that contradicts my explanation. There has to be a snag in her explanation somewhere. She put some distance between them before rushing to make the final blow. And when she was about to strike, the doctor took a shot. There must be a piece of evidence that contradicts this line of thinking. No, it can't be time for this. I'm getting ahead of myself. Like, surely not. Let's check the floor plans first. Is it the screen? Like, is it? Because I'm just thinking, okay, in my head right now, I'm just thinking, if they were both on the line, right? On that middle line, middle horizontal line, they're both sitting down there, right? She stabs him, pushes him away. Yes, yeah, we got that. But then he shoots a little off center, which means Maya would have had to been to the side somewhere. Because we found the hole on the I'm gonna say southmost side of the folding screen. I was gonna say left or right, that's why I turned to be like, okay, would it be considered left or right? But anyway, on the southernmost end of the folding screen. I'm hard focusing. I am tunneling on this folding screen, you guys. So I am just gonna bring it up. This is the piece of evidence that destroys your logic. Were we right? Was my tunneling right? What is that? A folding screen? I'd like to point the court's attention to the hole in this folding screen. It looks like you already know what I'm talking about. Who? Where? What? Mr. Wright, your explanation, please. Are these two really that clueless? The bullet went through the defendant's sleeve first. Then the folding screen. It passed through at a height of approximately 8 inches off the ground, which means when the shot was fired, Maya, I mean, the defendant, was not getting ready to strike, but was actually squatting low to the ground. Order! Order! This changes everything. Please look at this diagram of the crime scene. The victim, Dr. Gray, was here when he fired the shot, and the bullet hit this folding screen. It hit at this location, about 8 inches off the ground. At this time, the defendant was in this area. Right here, in front of him. Somewhere around here. Uh-oh. The judge's face is scrunched like he just smelled some serious bad breath. I mean, but we were pointing out where Maya was, right? That is... I mean... Wait, I just realized I forgot to brush this morning. Excuse me while I freshen up. Sure? In the meantime, I want you to think things through again, Mr. Wright. But Maya was sitting directly in front of him, wasn't he? Of course. Whoops. What's done is done. For now, I should focus on where Maya was at the time of the crime. Okay, so she wasn't directly in front of him? But she would have been right here. But she's meant to be right here. What is this channeling ceremony if they're not gonna follow through with where she's supposed to be? Well, I mean, then I guess she has to be right here. Or like on the altar. Or like the victim herself. Oh, we're insane. Okay, I mean, I guess we'll just follow trajectory and say she's like right here. Yes. That sounds wrong. Hello? Hello? It's not following trajectory. It's not where she was supposed to be seated. It's not the victim herself. Maya was just not here at all. She was not present. Maya was on top of the altar. Why would she be there? Why would she be anywhere here? Behind the folding screen. Hiding from the doctor. Here. Oh my god. Oh my god. Behind the folding screen. Ah! The victim and his attacker were fighting, were they not? Then what would the... then... I lost it! Then what would the attacker be doing all the way back there? Hiding like a coward? Besides which, if the attacker was behind the folding screen, then how could the victim even know where to shoot? It's obviously impossible. Yeah, I guess so. Mr. Wright. Oh, okay, not behind the folding screen. That's enough. This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial. Okay, well, we're gonna restart. right. I was right. We did fail against German von Karma here. I can't believe this. Also, what are we doing here? I saved way too far. We are looking for Maya, right? Like, okay, not there, not there. Like, the only other place that I could think of is behind here. Behind the folding, sorry, behind the victim. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like, if she's not directly in front, then she's behind him. Near the front door. Oh, that's not right either. I really want to just put like, wait, if not there, like right here. I forget that this is just the mat. So, like here. Oh, okay, that wasn't it either. Maya? Where the fuck were you? Could it be like right here, directly in front of the bullet hole, maybe? She was standing here, near the folding screen. Wait a second. We know the defendant was close to the ground based on the height of the bullet hole. But how can you gauge the distance from that? Isn't it possible that the defendant was standing much closer to the victim? That's impossible. Don't worry, German von Karma. I thought she was there too. According to the ceremonial traditions, that's where she's meant to be. But apparently, Maya's just an outlier in this situation. But why? You of all people should know the answer to that, Miss Von Karma. If she were shot from somewhere closer, there would be a gunpowder burns present. However, there's nothing of the sort around the bullet hole of this costume. Curse you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You... I believe it has now been proven that the defendant was standing a ways away from the victim when she was shot at. But do you think this has changed the defendant's situation? It changes everything, I say, with hesitation in my voice. Honestly, Your Honor, this changes everything. The prosecution has claimed that the defendant was aiming to kill by stabbing. If that were true, delivering the final strike with the knife would be ideal. But the prosecution also claims that she rushed up to grab the gun and shoot him right in the head. However, where and what was the defendant doing at the time? Squatting all the way by the folding screen. Exactly. If Maya Fey was the real murderer, why would she be by the folding screen instead of preparing to strike? Upon further consideration, it makes very little sense. Yeah, I figured there had to be a reason. Figuring things out and proving the logic behind everything is your job. Don't be mean to Gumshoe. He's helping you, Phoenix! He's the only one on your side! Alright. With this, the rest of the trial should be in the blast radius of disaster. You are such a smart man, Mr. Phoenix Wright. To think that you've been able to take a completely hopeless case to this point. Now I know why Papa had a tough time with you. Wait. You amuse me. Of all the things to inherit, why did it have to be that smarmy smile? Detective? How dare you damage my perfect logic? How is it all my fault? You can start repairing your standing by first removing that three-stand goatee. Oh, and rest assured, your punishment will come later. Are you gonna dock his pay? Because that seemed to be a thing that all prosecutors aim at. Punishment? Well then, Your Honor, I think I've had all I could take of this detective's face. I think it's time to call in the next witness. Next witness? That's gotta be Lotta. Oh no. I don't think I'm ready for more than one accent. I don't think you guys are ready either. Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. After we reconvene, we will hear from the next witness. Oh no. Oh no. June 21, 11:37 a.m. District Court. Defendant Lobby number 3. That was a close one. I know you were giving it your all to defend me, but I could feel the death penalty hanging in the air. Maya, I know that, you know, you were convicted and everything, you were arrested for this crime, but like, why are you not cheering me on like you used to? I'm kind of missing your support here. Excuse me, sir. Hello? I felt like I was pretty close to dying myself. It's the guard. But you were wonderful out there. You listened carefully, made theories, and tricked everyone into believing you. Thanks. Oh, wait, tricked? That must be the lawyer's secret technique, right? By the way, is the next witness who I think it is? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Lotta Hart. Oh, I guess there's no escaping her, huh? Guards, please keep it down in the defendant's room! Remember, Nick, you promised you'd save me. If you lose, me and my sister's ghosts will come after you and haunt you. Your sister? Are you talking about Mystic Mia? Yeah. Do you remember her, Pearly? My sister was a super good lawyer. She was also Nick's teacher. Oh, I didn't know that. Are we still, like, not gonna call her mother? An 8-year-old just running all the way from Karain Village over to a town that she does not know. No one else is concerned here. June 21, 11:43 a.m. District Court. Courtroom number 2. Court will now reconvene. Now, the first order of business. Ow! I don't want to hear it, old man. After I call my witness, sit there quietly and watch like a good little boy. Yes, sir. Judge is getting his socks rocked off. What's the saying? Bring in the photographer who, is it Vu or who? I feel like I asked this earlier. Bring in the photographer who witnessed the channeling. I mean, saying she witnessed it is kind of a stretch. Witness, your name and occupation, if you please. Hey, Phoenix! How you doing? Just fine. Sorry about this. Didn't exactly have a choice, you know? Yes! Name and occupation. I declare! What in tarnation! Hey, Judge! This here's violence against my fair self. That's fine. That's fine? That ain't fine! That's a whip! Ugh! There's no need for foolish outcries from foolishly foolish fools. Say that 5 times fast. I can't even say that 5 times fast! I said 5 times past. It's already getting to me. I can feel it. Just hurry up and testify about what happened on the day of the murder. I haven't even gotten to say my name and job yet. The name... Oh. The name's Lotta Hart, paranormal photographer, and I'm here to testify. Now, let's all be one big happy family, okay? I feel like Judge had a bit of trauma in his childhood. Witness testimony. Witness's account. Only the doc and the defendant went to the blah blah. Only the doc and the defendant went to the channeling chamber. We were waiting outside the door and then bang! We hear the gunshot. Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down and we rushed into the room. Inside was the dead victim and the defendant, waving a pistol around. I swear, other than those two, there was no one else in the room. I bet it was eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And did you take a picture of the scene right after the murder took place? Reckon course. Is that a thing? Do they say that? Excuse me? Reckon course. Yeah, it's short for you reckon. Of course I did. Ugh! Does it look like I care? Just hurry up and show your picture to the court. The moment of truth. What'll be in that picture? Let's see here. This here's the picture. Oh, that's a little incriminating. That's a little bad. It would certainly seem that that only the defendant and the victim were in that room. Lotta's photo added to the court record. A picture taken at the murder scene. Are you ready, Mr. Phoenix Wright? I'll clear all doubt about Maya through this cross-examination. Just watch me. Will we, though? Cross-examination. Alright, press everything! Because we ain't no better. Was it really only those two that went in? What are you blabbering about? You were there too, were you not? don't you answer that yourself? Was it really just the two of them? Yes. Dr. Gray and Maya were the only two that went into the room. Hold on. We can't have the defense testifying against its own client. Anyway, folks, let me do that again. Anyway, folks, only the two of them went into the channeling chamber, you hear? But you knew that from the very beginning, didn't you? Witness, continue. I really tried to play it off, but it just didn't sound right. Was it really a gunshot? Are you insane? You must have heard it as well. Oh, she's just gonna keep bringing up this point. Why don't you testify for the court, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Was it really a gunshot? Yes. I think it was something that sounded like a gunshot. And why are we here, listening to the defense testifying? And the world becomes just a little bit crueler. I heard a gunshot a long time ago, so I know. And I tell you, that was a gunshot I heard. Now this is where the story heats up. Okay. So let me get this straight. This Mr. Lawyer there broke down the door. Phoenix! I mean, we are the one pressing, but... Honestly, Mr. Phoenix Wright, why don't you tell us what happened then? Yes, Miss Von Karma. I broke down the door. Sorry. Why does this feel like an inquisition? No need for apologizing. That was great. You're a real man. Oh, really? That's something I'd like to see. The judge is smiling rather openly. I'll take that as a good sign. He loves when other people are stupider than him. I bet. I'd love it. And what did you see once you broke in? I do want to check out the picture. Are you sure it was the defendant Maya Fey? Sure, I'm sure. Lotta seems awful confident in her testimony. I mean, why would she not be? I mean, if you're gonna go into the technicalities of stuff, technically, she wasn't Maya, she was the nurse. Let's press harder. Might as well get more information. We're flopping out here. Lotta, please, think back to that day one more time. What you getting at? Remember what you said when we broke into the room? I don't even remember. I was murdered. Lotta, at a time like this? Times like this are perfect for snapping up shots. But anyway, what's going on here? This gal, is she Maya? When you saw the murderer at the time, you couldn't even tell if it was Maya Fey or not. Am I correct? Well, you see... Order! Miss Hart, you are here to present accurate testimony. Yeah, sorry. Good. This shifts things back to my side. For a defense lawyer, your defense is terribly lacking, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Witness, Think back to when, think back. Too many people here. Witness, think back to when those two entered the channeling chamber. When they entered, one of those people that entered the chamber was Maya Fey, correct? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was Maya that went in. It looks like we've come to a collective conclusion. The person in this picture is most certainly Maya Fey. Exactly. Rats. And I'm trapped like one. Again. Okay. I swear, other than those two, there was no one else in the room. Are you absolutely certain of that? Sure am. But that old witch chased us out of the room, so... Old witch? Does she mean Morgan Fey? Yeah, to hide evidence! But there was no one else in there, and you know it. The channeling chamber was very dark, almost pitch black. Was there really no one else in there? What about behind the folding screen? What about behind the folding screen? Did you check back there? Rec given. Uh-huh. What in the... Rec given! You know, you reckon that's a given? I think she's making this up. This slang is not real. I took me a good look around the room once. There ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind that folding screen.
If I may have a word with you, Miss Hart.
What? You got a problem?
Given. I mean, I am having a little difficulty in understanding you. If you would stop saying such thing as...
Now then, Mr. Phoenix Wright, do you see a problem with the testimony, or don't you?
Just as I thought. There's nothing wrong with her testimony. I was with her, so I know she's telling the truth. Enough! It seems that there are no issues with Miss Hart's testimony.
At the time of the crime, only two people were in the channeling chamber. The victim, Dr. Turner Gray, and the defendant, Maya Fey.
The face of the defendant cannot be verified in this picture.
Didn't she take two pictures, though?
However, if we think about the circumstances...
Okay, so sorry about that. Juju was barking because I think he heard another dog bark, and at the same time my partner was coming home, so I don't know exactly why he was barking, but the dogs are out with him now, so we're free!
However, if we think about the circumstances, it would have to be the defendant. What am I gonna do? If I just let this go... What is it, Mr. Wright? You look as if you have something to say. If I make one wrong move, I'm gonna have the judge against me.
Should we save here? We're gonna save. I feel like that's the smart thing to do. Ever since we figured out we could save in between the court cases, the like game changer. Or during the court cases, I mean.
Okay. Is there anything I can present that would prove it's not Maya in that photo?
Anything? Okay, like, give me a second. Let's look, shall we? So, this is Lotta's photo. Is there anything to prove that that's not Maya? This is the front of her. Is it a kimono? This is the front of her kimono, and we're only seeing the back of her in the picture, so we can't even verify. They did say that those were the clothes she was wearing, though, so I don't know. Diagram. I mean, if there's anything, it would be one of the profiles, right? You know what? No, I don't think there's anything. Honestly, I don't think there's anything. Can't present anything yet.
Well, Mr. Wright? Nothing, Your Honor. That's very smart of you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You really should give up trying to prove this is not my fate. I didn't say anything about giving up.
Yeah, we just don't have evidence. Yet!
I just don't have the right piece of evidence to prove my argument. That's enough! Is this it? Is this all I could do?
Wait, were we meant to present something there?
I think it is quite obvious to this court that a verdict of not guilty is not possible. I told you. Totally. 100% impossible. Miss Von Karma, do you have any further questions for this witness? Having established that the defendant's guilt, further questioning... Wait. Having established the defendant's guilt, further questioning won't be needed. What about the defense? No further questions, I presume. I couldn't protect Maya. We were wrong? What could we have presented? The defense...
Objection, please!
Phoenix, you can't make that kind of face.
Thanks, Mia. Thanks for hard carrying. You know, I couldn't do this without you.
A lawyer is someone who smiles, no matter how bad it gets. Mia.
Pearl? No, absolutely not. She is 8 years old. We are not starting this meta with big booby 8-year-old Pearl. God damn it. No, why are you doing this? This is just a generation of wrong. I know she's psychic. I know she's branch family and she has the ability as strong or stronger than Maya, but like, this is not the way. Like, you... It's not right. It's not right and you know it. I'm right.
I guess I made it just in time, wouldn't you say? But Pearl's... her clothes are a bit small. Anyway, what are you waiting for, Phoenix? Let's go. But how? She's already taken away every advantage. The advantage is still in your hand. Think carefully. One more time about what you saw in the channeling chamber. Do you remember what you told me yesterday? Dr. Gray!
I mean, do I even have to say it anymore? You see, there is one final piece to this puzzle. Mia? Question Lotta one more time, Phoenix. I don't know if she's doing it unconsciously or on purpose, but she's not testifying truthfully.
Now then, this court would like to end the cross-examination period. Please, wait, Your Honor. The defense would like to request that the witness testify one more time. Overruled. I'm afraid you're too late, Mr. Wright. The cross-examination is already ended. Furthermore, any unrelated— It's fine. I'll allow another testimony. Von Karma's case is perfect. Absolutely flawless. And what better time? And what better time than this for you to see that? But I mean, I have someplace I must go after this. Oh, right! I'll allow it! Miss Hart, hurry and give us another testimony.
Well, heck. What am I supposed to talk about?
Please tell us once more what happened when you burst into the channeling chamber.
Okay, you got it.
See? You got through to the judge somehow, right? Well, actually, it was Von Karma's whip that got through to him. Witness testimony. Witness's account, part 2.
When we broke into that room, all I could focus on was Maya. I was, kinda scared of the dead body, so I didn't take a good look at it. I'm really bad when it comes to blood and ghosts and stuff. But I still managed to point my camera at Maya and take a shot. Oh, we definitely have to press the last statement.
Nothing sounds different from before. Some parts of her testimony were very vague. I should press her on those sections. I'm losing it. Struggle all you like as you taste the bitterness of your defeat. Well, amuse me with your useless questions, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'm waiting.
Cross-examination.
So, what did she look like?
You know, she looked almost like a different person.
A different person?
She may have seemed like a different person. However, she was still Maya Fey. We have already made that point abundantly clear.
Yes, that is true. Well then, Miss Hart, did you happen to see anything else? Then perhaps that body was not Dr. Gray's at all.
Well, I reckon that's possible. If the body inside that room was not that of Dr. Gray, then whose body was it, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
Well, what if it was that of Maya Fey after the channeling? Or maybe—
Ow!
Foolish fools spouting foolishness, just as I expect of a foolish fool such as you. If that was the case, then that would mean that Maya Fey is in fact dead. And that would make the defendant's chair quite a lonely place, wouldn't it? Sorry, Maya. Are you done here? Can I continue? Okay. And even knowing that, you still persist in being a paranormal photographer? That's why I'm getting out of this business here. This gal's gonna get the dirt on the stars and be a tabloid photographer from now on. She goes right through jobs, faster than a baby through diapers. Ugh. Mr. Phoenix Wright, would it kill you to stay on topic for a change? Well, would it, Mr. Wright? Nice tag teamed in stereo. I guess I should be grateful it's not in 5.1. Excuse me. I love puns, but I'm not a tech gal, okay? 2, right? 2 what? 2 shots. You took 2 shots. But only 1 has been submitted as evidence. Miss Hart, where is the other picture you've been withholding? Oh, no. You've got it all wrong. It's not me. I didn't mean anything bad. I know I can be a little mean, but I ain't evil. Well, at least she knows herself. Then why have you not shown this other picture to the court yet? Well, ain't it obvious? That prosecutor woman told me to show my trap about it. What? Von Karma? Whoopsie doodle. Miss Von Karma, you're hiding critical evidence! Just like her father. Unforgivable, Von Karma. Suppressing evidence like this? You're as bad as your father. I really want to confront her. I really want to bring this up, but this is the judge's court, and we will restrain ourselves to the authorities. I'm so mad that even my throat's clenching up. I'd better let the judge handle this. Miss Von Karma, would you care to explain yourself to this court? I thought this picture was not important, and thus felt no need to submit it. That's all. How could you think? The pictures were more or less the same, so why bother with the second? I mean, it's just so much more trouble than it's worth. It's just so much more trouble than it's worth for me to submit this as evidence. More trouble than it's worth? How can you say that? If you want to see it that badly, I'll submit it. Lotta's photo 2 added to the court record. A picture taken at the murder scene. Oh, that's the nurse, all right. Also, are we not gonna talk about the bloody honkers? What is this picture? It's obviously the second picture the witness took that day at the crime. That day at the scene of the crime. Well, it's a little off center, but that's what you get with a nervous amateur. I think the important point here is the person in this picture. This is most definitely not Maya Fey. It's the nurse! What is the meaning of this? This might be the break I was looking for. Now, should I or should I not insist that the person in this picture is not Maya Fey? Insist it's not Maya! It's a ghost! It's a ghost! Your Honor, as you can plainly see, the person in the picture is not Maya Fey. Yes, I see that. It's not just her face, her whole body is taken on a different appearance. Oh, Judge is looking at the honkers too. I just know it. There's only one conclusion that can be drawn then. That somehow this other person snuck in and traded places with the defendant. Phoenix, is that really the angle you're going for? In this paranormal case? Order! 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 Well, yes, I believe you're correct, Mr. Wright. The person who was inside the channeling chamber was not Maya Fey. Mia, we did it. You're too soft. Huh? You're softer than Aunt Morgan's strawberry desserts, Phoenix. Take a look at Prosecutor Von Karma's face. She's smiling. I think you'd better worry. I think you'd better continue to worry, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Miss Von Karma, what do you mean by that? Your Honor, I would like for you to take a look at this picture. Who took this picture? This was taken yesterday at the detention center's visitor's room. This is Mr. Phoenix Wright and the defendant, Maya Fey, during his visit. Maya Fey? But isn't this a totally different person? Oh, Judge is looking at the honkers for sure. She looks this way because she's obviously in the middle of channeling a spirit. It's unbelievable that she can grow boobies. Yet it is the truth. When Maya Fey is in that state, she physically changes into the person she's calling. She did study the Korean School of Channeling. What was it? Miss Von Karma, a word if I may. Mia? Taking pictures of someone during a private visit is illegal. Surely you must know that that picture can't be submitted as evidence. You go, Mia! You go! Obviously. I know this picture is illegal, but I never intended to submit it as evidence in the first place. What is she? From the moment I showed this picture to the court, this case became all mine. After all, this image has now been forever burned into the judge's mind. I don't have even a single witty line. It looks like we've been had. I don't claim to understand this, and I still cannot believe it. Are you saying that this person is the defendant? Maya Fey? If I give up here, the trial will end. But if I slip up and say something wrong, it'll cost me. Is there any way that I can prove that this person in this picture is not Maya?
I would like to present the picture of the nurse. I mean, look at their face! Let's save. We are not about to fail here. Let me tell you. I can prove it. I mean, technically it's Maya, but, you know, we're not about technicalities in the paranormal realm.
Your Honor... Oh, the fire's returned to your eyes, I see. This picture. Within this picture lies a critical contradiction to all the testimony up until now. A contradiction? So, you think you've spotted a problem with this picture? Then earn your keep. Why don't you point out, I don't know, the contradiction?
Besides the boobies. Her face, her eyes. Also, she looks very surprised to be here, to exist.
Please direct your attention here.
Yeah, her eyes are up there, everyone.
To her face? With your own two eyes, you can clearly see that this face does not belong to Maya Fey. Fool. Do you even know what you're talking about anymore?
Ah, that hurt!
Didn't we just finish discussing that her appearance changes during channeling?
I know you ain't no dummy, so
there's a limit to everything, Mr. Wright, and that includes patience. Phoenix, you have to think before you speak.
Nick, you're supposed to be helping me!
Oh god. Even Maya's mad at me now. I have to focus. So, let's try this again.
Exactly what is so strange about this picture? Okay, well, besides her face, I do kind of have to draw everyone's attention down to her boobies now because, like, first of all, remember the evidence of her clothing? Wasn't the purple bit all bloody? Why is it on the white bit now? Also, her boobies. Like, if it's not this, then it can't be anything. Then we've just completely done it bad. But I don't think the game will let us go back, honestly. The contradiction lies here. Unless it's the body. But, like, he looks pretty dead. Yeah, he looks pretty dead.
You don't sound very sure of yourself, Mr. Wright. Excuse me, but can you really tell me how much confidence I have in this? What is with that attitude?
Ah! Okay, I guess we're wrong here. I guess we're just completely wrong. Okay. I don't know what's so strange about this picture, I don't know your name, actually. German von Karma. The fact that she's holding the gun? I think we just completely did wrong here. This sounds like the statement was wrong. don't know. I hear the dogs. I hear the dogs yelping outside. I mean, it's either the body or her necklace. I'm gonna click necklace. Her necklace looks weird. Wasn't she wearing the green pendant? Okay, well... That didn't happen, okay? None of that happened. Is there a way I could prove? I mean, they won't let us do that. What if we say we can't prove it? I feel like that's just completely wrong. Because they were giving us so many options. Like, they were giving us so many retries, I mean. You know, I'm gonna try it again. I can prove it. Let's just try it one more time. Because we didn't get to click the body yet. Hello, body. Well, I don't know then. We're just wrong. Oh! Wait, I know what it is. I know what it is. She has no bullet hole. Is it in the sleeve? Please direct your attention here. To the sleeve? But there isn't anything odd about that. And that is exactly why it's so odd. Something that should be there is suddenly missing. Should be there? There was a bullet hole in the sleeve of the defendant's costume. If that's the case, then it should be in this picture as well. Miss Von Karma, you intended to hide this valuable piece of information. You will most certainly be assigned a penalty for this. All right. This should do some major damage to her argument. Don't celebrate yet. You like to bring down the mood, don't you? Take a look at Miss Von Karma's face. She's got that condescending grin plastered all over her face again. Jumping the gun again, I see. Your Honor, I would like to extend an apology on behalf of those incompetent fools. What do you mean? And what incompetent fools? If those fools down at the precinct hadn't missed the bullet hole, I would have gotten a report about it. As I didn't, I could not have known that this picture was of any value to this case. I see. Oh, so she's just gonna put all the blame on the police department just because she's German and from out of town. It's all the Americans' fault. Is this in America? In the Japanese police's fault. She's lying through her teeth. I know it. That woman knew about everything. The bullet hole, the picture, everything. But you can't prove that. Are my thoughts not sacred anymore? Franziska von Karma's idea of a perfect case is quite fascinating. Don't you think? Franziska! Your Honor, you need not worry. You need not worry. If you must assign a penalty, I'll personally make sure that detective gets what's coming. Is it a pay cut? I'm sure there will be a great gnashing of his teeth at his next salary discussion. I knew it. I knew it!
Poor Gumshoe. In any case, this is a very big problem. When the defendant was taken into custody, her costume had a bullet hole in its sleeve. However, from this photo, it would appear that right after the shooting, there was none. The judge is confused by this strange twist of events. This is your chance, Phoenix. Load all you've got into this one shot, alright? Got it. Watch this, Maya.
Your Honor, there is only one logical explanation for the contradiction. Bullet hole was made later, or the shooter is someone else. I do want to go with the shooter someone else, only because it would mean Maya herself did not do the shooting. So we'll go with that one. The defendant's sleeve had a bullet in it. However, this person's clearly does not. There can only be one explanation. The person who shot Dr. Gray was not the defendant, but a different person altogether. What? Order! 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 If order is not restored, I will suspend this trial. Ow! Why me? The defense's argument is a complete mess. A complete mess? I fail to see how. Please, enlighten us. Hey, witness! What the heck? Is that any way to ask a gal for a favor? Be quiet, you. You were the one who said it was only the two of them wait. You were the one who said it was only the two of them when you entered the room. Well, you know, if you were lying, I swear. I swear? If you were lying, I swear that my whip will be the last thing you see. Look, sis, you're looking mighty scary, so why don't we say you... I swear, I wasn't lying or nothing. There wasn't anyone else in there, honest. You see? Now, riddle me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Where did the defendant vanish to? And where did this other woman appear from? Why is it lately all I want to do is cry? Accents are hard, man. It is a struggle over here. Well, if the person in this picture is not the defendant, then this poses two very big questions. First, where did the defendant vanish to? And second, where did this person come from? That's right. Now, hurry up and answer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Come on. You can't fall apart here, Phoenix Wright. I can't believe that even Mia's calling me by my full name. But, I mean, how am I supposed to prove something like this? Not enough yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Or do you think you have enough in you to turn things around? Even now? To turn things around? That's right. Mia would always turn things around and change her perspective. Phoenix? So where did this intruder appear from? And where did Maya disappear to? I need to look at the situation from a different angle. Let's see. What if, before we broke in, the third
person was already in the room? And what if Maya had left that room somehow? If I could prove that either one of those conditions were true... Mr. Wright, let's hear what you've come up with. I think what happened before we forced our way into the channeling chamber is... a third person had entered it.
I think that's most logical. They were hiding behind the folding screen where no one could see. Maya was in the middle of channeling, so she was just kind of blacked out, and then the tussle happened behind her.
Your Honor, I would like to present some evidence. I have proof that there was someone else in the room before the murder took place.
Okay, so there's two things we could potentially bring up. The key, which there is supposed to only be one, right? That's what we were told, but I think that's a lie. I think this is a duplicate key, but we can't prove that yet because obviously we don't have a second key with us. Or we could bring up the crime scene floor plans. Now, obviously, there's a huge gap to the right side of it, so I think we bring that up. I feel very confident in this.
Please take a good look at this. Okay. I've already seen it.
Thank you.
And? What is the purpose of this item? Don't you see, Your Honor? I don't think you actually see what you're doing. I think it's the court that should be sighing at you, Mr. Wright. I had so much confidence. Ouch. That stung. Okay, well, let's present another piece of information. Your Honor, I would like to present some evidence.
Okay. Well, if it's not that, I have proof there was someone else in the room before the murder took place. I mean, is it just the picture again? Not this picture. But this picture. Is it just this photo again? Is it the clothes? Clothes or picture? Let's go with picture. Okay. Hold on. Guys, please. Can't be that. I mean, surely we don't bring up the key. Surely not. I mean, is this one wrong? Is it like actually Maya left? Why would she do that? Also, isn't there only one door? We're just gonna keep going. We're already dead anyway. We might as well keep guessing whatever we're gonna guess. Let's do clothes first. It's not clothes. And we'll try key. We appreciate failure around these parts. I just want to take another look at the photo, just in case there is something that I'm not seeing. And, well, I'm just not seeing whatever it is in there. Okay, it must be that second statement then. Let's load in. Okay, this was the clothing part, right? Okay, so we're not that far off. We're just gonna, fast forward through this part. It shouldn't take us long to catch back up, so... Anyway, hope you guys are having a good time. I'm sorry for the scuffed voices. They're so bad. I know they're so bad. Doing my best here. Okay. Now, we didn't get docked for saying that it was another shooter. I also just feel really confident about that, but I feel like whenever I say I'm confident about something, I just jinx myself. We're actually gonna save, like, right here. After we get through it. Let's save. Okay. So... third person entering it, like, that made the most logical sense to me, is that they were hiding behind the screen. But none of the evidence that we have in our court record, at least the ones that I thought could, you know, tie in, none of those worked. So, I mean, I have no clue. I did have a theory before, which was that instead of the folding screen being shot at, it was shot through. So the shooter is hiding behind the folding screen and shooting through it. But that wouldn't make sense with our current state of affairs, because clearly whoever was the shooter was the one standing in front of the door, because Lotta took a picture of him, right? And she was Maya. Maya possessed. Wait a second! I know what to present! We present a profile! Oh wait, no. Wait, I think I messed up. Oh, I bet if she opens her eyes are exactly like this. I'm just gonna present it anyway. I think I messed up. I think I should have been saying something else. Yeah. Maya left the room. Maybe. Maya had left the channeling chamber at some point. And the defense can prove this, because we are in possession of the key? Oh, how a foolish fool makes a foolish face while dreaming foolishly foolish dreams. Maya Fey was being looked after by her aunt, Morgan Fey. The chances of her leaving the crime scene is lower than that detective's salary. Prove that at the murder... Oh, wait. Prove that from the murder until the time of arrest, the defendant had left the room. Okay. Well, Miss Hart, do you remember this key? Well, I've seen it. Hey! That's the channeling chamber key, right?
Before the channeling started, Maya locked the door from the inside with that. The defendant herself locked the door?
Yeah. That's why we all couldn't get the door open. That key is the only one of its kind, after all.
Oh, one of a kind, you say, it's not its duplicate. Wait, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes, it looks like she's catching on. I'm afraid to ask, but why is that key currently in your possession? Huh? What do you mean? If Maya Fey locked herself in, then the key should have been with her. Yes, agreed. However, she did not have the key at the time of her arrest.
Well, ain't that a kick? I don't like that, well, ain't that a kick? So how come you're holding it?
I got this as a present from a certain little girl. And that little girl was nowhere near the crime scene at the time. That's preposterous! This means that Maya Fey must have left the room. If she had not, then I would not be holding this key you see before you. No!
You stepped into my trap card! Step activated! You activated my trap card!
It seems we've come to an impasse. This picture has clearly captured the face of the murderer. However, is this person the defendant or not? The defense is arguing that this person is not the defendant. Furthermore, as proof, this key has been submitted as evidence. Miss Von Karma, how can this be? At this point in time, a verdict on the defendant's guilt is not possible. My perfect case. How is there a flaw in my perfect case? Don't think you've won yet. Did I say that right? Don't think you've won yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I am a prodigy. I've never lost a case. And I don't intend to lose here, in this courtroom, to a fool like you. I don't care what I don't care what I have to do. I will get my guilty verdict. That's enough. If you would like to continue, do so in the lobby. Court will reconvene tomorrow at 10 a.m. That is all. Court is adjourned. June 21, 1:32 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Oh, that was you, Pearly? You summoned my sis?
Yes, I felt I had no choice. Great going, Pearly! I knew you were special. Hey, Nick, did you know?
Yeah. It's not like anyone else in there could have done it.
Nick, I know you're trying really hard and all, but I really don't remember ever leaving that room. I don't think that a third person could have gone into that room.
Yeah. Well, at least we have until tomorrow to figure things out. Like, what happened in that room, for instance? Yeah, I'm counting on you.
I envy the two of you. Oh, by the way, Nick, she totally has a headcanon going on for us.
Do you think you could take Pearly back home for me?
Sure. It's about damn time!
All right, Pearls. You ready to go buy some tickets?
Huh? A ticket?
Poor thing. So sheltered.
That didn't take us long at all. I'm really happy about that. It only took us 1:30. Usually it takes us like 2 hours, 2.5, 3. All right, let's save. And I think we're gonna call this a day.